Hi guys, it's Marge from Fashion Index. Today we are doing an IG Live and super excited because this is a topic that, quite honestly, not a lot of companies cover this kind of information. We are going to introduce you to Aptean Apparel. Aptean is a software company, and wait till you hear about how I found them. So I am now introducing Tirsa and bringing in technology. So it's phenomenal. You're going to love it, guys. Let me bring them in. All right.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody today? I hope you're doing amazing. It's a beautiful day, and I can't wait to have this conversation. I'm super excited. Hi,
Hey,
Justin.
Justin.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are
Great.
you?
So before you came on, I left a little bit of a hint. I said I have to tell people how we found you because I was like, it blew me away. I was visiting a factory, and you know, when you're visiting a factory, you're kind of there to see the factory. But the very first thing, like literally setting like right into the floor of the factory, the first thing that hit me was the technology that they were using, and I went to the owner of the factory and I was like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. Can I start recording? And she was like, no. For proprietary reasons, you cannot record here. So I was like, I have to find out about this technology. And so she actually had put us in touch with Justin, and that's how we were introduced to Aptean. So I just have to tell you, what the technology is they're iPads that are, is it a tablet, right? A tablet that is at every workstation, and the tablet is so user friendly. Okay, the range in age of the workers in this factory were anywhere from like they're probably early 20s to people who hit in their 60s and 70s, guys. And everyone loves the technology. So it was just shocking to see the user friendliness of it. And so, okay, I'm going to stop talking though. We're going to let Justin tell you a little bit more.
Well, before Justin says anything, I wanted to say hi. As everybody might know, that Marge is the one who started this whole call for the live. I'm Tirsa. We're both from Fashion Index. This is Justin Hershoran, and he is from Aption, and he is one of the creators of Shopfloor. So, Justin, can you just tell us a little bit about you and the product?
Yeah, we actually go back in the industry to the late 90s, and all of us on the shop floor side actually came from a hardware supplier in the industry. And we kept, of course, we come up with ideas along the way, and Shopfloor was one of our big ideas, mainly because there was nothing in the software space that was based on, you know, like a modern platform, modern technology, using tablets, you know, that whole thing. So we started working on that in probably 2012. We came to market with a product by 2014, and we started, you know, hitting the market hard with it. Ended up working with a company called Exenta, which was later acquired by Aptean. So now we are, of course, part of Aptean. And you know, just through all the resources that come with those partnerships and becoming part of those companies, of course, have helped to really, you know, catapult the technology much further than we would have ever been able to do.
Yeah, you are so right. I mean, Marge and I come from the industry. We've been in hundreds and hundreds of factories around the world, and there's zero technology, zero way of being efficient. It's all pieces of paper and people writing things and pieces of paper getting lost and filed and this and that, whatever.
I know. Isn't that incredible that they're still using like paper and pens in a factory?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. And the technology that he was able to invent, create, and put together, and then now have access through Aption is revolutionary, really.
Yeah.
And it was actually made for the industry, which is, it's not trying to model something from some other industry to be made for it. It's actually, this is the purpose. This is why it was invented.
Oh yeah, it's funny because all of our background mostly is with soft goods. apparel, you know, home fashion, stuff like that, furniture. But we did develop it in a way that kind of keeps it open to other industries. So, for example, you know, for criteria, generally, you know, we always talk about size, color, customer, but in our world, you can actually create any criteria. So it could be fabric type, it could be thread type, it could be weight, it could be color, it could be size, whatever you want. You know, so the customer can actually create their own lingos that match their product. And that's why we're also in, like, you know, jewelry, and we're in, you know, cosmetics, and, you know, automotive, car parts, you know, so you name it.
Because it's a widget.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's the functionality of manufacturing. So if you're a manufacturer, you can utilize the services.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the, you know, okay, so I was at Text Process with Justin. Justin was doing tech talks, and we did a couple of different videos around his product at the show. And basically, it's about monitoring a process and then creating efficiencies. I mean, isn't that kind of like it in a nutshell?
Yeah. So the way that we call it is, it's, you know, it's tracking your WIP in real time. So everywhere that your WIP travels throughout the production floor, we know where it is, right?
Yeah. And that's
and
not
also tracking
WHIT. That's a work in progress for anybody who doesn't know that.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Hey, and then
we get it.
The other side of it is the labor component. So then we track the labor side. And with the labor side, we're tracking who's working on it, how much time they're spending, all the way down to how much money they're making. So as much as we are a shop floor control product, we're also a labor management product, which is huge. You know, imagine not having to have the HR staff to process payroll, because now you have software that just does it automatically.
Yeah.
No questions.
And the other thing
paying
was
them enough or fairly. It's all very visible. So for all of those companies who are like, I want more visibility to what you're doing, it's a perfect solution to have that right there.
Yeah.
The one of the other great features that you know, we talked about at the factory was with the operators, was that they could see how much they were making, and if they wanted to you know, produce, if they were exceeding the production minimums, they actually get, you know, rewarded by making more money. And, you know, and not everybody wants to do that, but a lot of people want to do that. And when you're in a manufacturing situation, actually a lot of operators prefer to be paid that way, because they know their efficiency and they know that they're good at what they do. And, you know, these are perks for them. So they can actually, they can be asked if they're interested in doing, also exceed the minimums of what the production is. I mean, I'm telling you, the operators loved the technology, loved it. And then even from an HR standpoint, Justin was showing me that they can request time off right through the tablet, and then the manager can accept or comment back or whatever right through the tablet. It's like so efficient, you know, and all of this time is money when you're in a factory, so it's fantastic.
On both sides, you know, both
on both sides. Oh yeah.
The operator side, and that's why it's really, this technology is a real win-win, because the, you know, the company now has insight into what's going on in production and with labor, but also labor now knows exactly what's happening. They know they're getting credit for things. They can see how their efficiencies are, and they can see how much money they've made.
Yeah.
I can actually show you the tablet. I've got it set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And while you're just doing that, Justin, I just wanted to reintroduce you quickly. This is Justin from Aptean. They have something called Shopfloor, which is the perfect resource for manufacturers to use on their sewing or any type of product floor to help track efficiencies and gain and just gain and get better, motivating your staff. And just giving some transparency. Yeah. So, Justin, why don't you go ahead and show us some of the things on on your tablet?
So here's an example of a tablet. So everything that we do on the production side is actually Android based, and we do that to keep the costs low, and also because Android has very open technology when it comes to using like the camera and other things like we use the headphone jack to be able to hook up a tactile button so you can actually press a physical button to register production. But in this case, this is what a label looks like. So this is an employee's badge. So I'm going to go ahead and scan it. It's going to sign in. It's going to show details about, what that operator is doing, how they're working. And then throughout the day, every time that they grab a new bundle or a new item that they're working on, they're going to have a ticket like this. So they're just going to scan that ticket, and it's going to show them feedback on the screen. It'll show them what they're working on, what their efficiency was. They can actually tap to see what other operations they're allowed to do in the system. As you can see there, so I can choose a different operation. I can manually register production by hitting that plus sign. I can do that for each individual piece or for the entire bundle. I can also hit the minus sign if I accidentally register production when I shouldn't have. Or the simplest way is to scan the next ticket, and it will complete the previous one. And then throughout the day, every time that they get something new to work on and they scan it, it's going to finish what they're working on and start the next item. And throughout the day, that's all the operator has to do. They just have to scan and work. And as you see on the screen, it gives you feedback, visual and audible feedback. So you can tell that your scan was taken. You can see what your efficiency was on that last item. You can see here my efficiency is 4,500%. I'm very efficient at this, as you can tell. And then you can also enter things like downtime mode. Like if you have a machine problem, I can go into my machine downtime. Once my machine is fixed, I can either tap to come back to it and go back to work, or my manager can actually kick me out of it if they want to. I can even use this to be able to open up documents. So here, for example, I'm going to open up an Excel file, and this Excel file is related to the operation that I'm working on. So you can send any document to the device. So not only is it registering production, but it's also a document delivery system.
That's amazing.
Right, and you can even have videos of like how to do whatever you're doing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can send any file and as many files as you want to the device. And the files are related to what they're working on. So it's either related to the product, the operation, or the work order.
Yeah.
So it can be any document type. It could be images, videos, tech packs, Word documents, Excel documents, PowerPoints, you name it.
Right. So it could even go all the way to the packaging team, and it could be like, these are the items that you're supposed to be putting on this garment.
Oh yeah, we actually have the ability to have a pick list too. So you can see a full pick list of what you need to pick. We have the ability to create boxing labels. So imagine like if you're in shoe manufacturing, once you finish the shoe, you get it to the last operation where you actually have to put them in a box and stick a label in it, that it would print out that label that shows the size and the model and all the other information.
It's amazing.
That's perfect. That's perfect. It's so nice that there's finally an option out there that does something so high quality, and it's so easy to use. I mean, as Marge was saying, she was in that facility, and everybody loved working with it because it was easy for them to pick up and figure out. I mean, we were talking the other day about, there's such a great ROI on this product. It's so easy for the users to use it and start benefiting from it as a facility. What is the ROI, Justin?
Well, so we actually have seen customers achieve as high as 37% of an ROI. But typical customers are going to be somewhere between 12 to 18%. And these are big companies. We've gone into companies that have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 operators, and they've reported back to us 6 months later that they've seen a 12% or 14% productivity boost, which is huge.
Productivity is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, look, it's money that you would have been going right out the window otherwise. Like if you're not tracking your efficiencies. So it's really all profit. Yeah.
So gaining your efficiencies, covering the initial expense. I mean, everything happens so quickly. And even you were talking about like the pace in which you can train people. I mean, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We actually have a full training system built in that doesn't just track the training and the history of what each operator has learned, but you can also incentivize the training. So you can pay an operator a special bonus that allows them to earn more money to learn a job. So now, instead of it being, you know, a cumbersome task to convince employees to learn something new, they want to because they know they'll make money.
yeah, I mean, and everybody should just think of this like video games. They're so addicting and so. This is like the video. This is my job.
The video
It's
game for production.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an incentive and video to it is really cool. I mean, the colors, just how simple and clean everything is. How there's stars to like make you feel better about what you're doing. It's just an easy product, and I can see why Marge was so excited when she first saw it on the floor.
I came back and I was like, oh my God, Tirsa, you have to see this. It's amazing.
I don't even think she got in her car before she messaged me, actually.
I know.
Hey,
I think you're right.
It's 2014. I'm still amazed by it too. So
Yeah,
So
super
cool.
exciting.
Yeah. I want to mention also for any factory owners that while we were researching this with Justin, he told us also part of the other great part of getting this set up in a factory is it only takes between, what was it, Justin, 80 and 120 hours
80
to set up?
Our average customers take about 80 to 120 hours. You know, so depending on how fast a company is going to go, that's going to be, you know, 3 to 6 months.
Okay, yeah.
And it all depends on the customer. Like, we've had customers that have gone much quicker, and we've had customers that have decided to take a slower path.
Yeah.
And to give you a better idea, like on the operator side, you know, to get a new operator set up or a group of operators, generally we'll teach 5 to 10 operators at a time. It tends to take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to train an operator on how to use the system. So the majority of the work that's being done and the reporting and the payroll and all that stuff, that's happening on the ad side. That's where the bulk of the hours end up going.
Yeah.
Right. Which
It's
totally
probably actually like discovering how to make the most of the system is what I would guess, right?
Right, exactly.
I just wanted to stop and let everybody know that this you can find Justin, Aptean, and Shopfloor on Fashion Index. A ton about it, and it's super clean and easy. I think it's definitely worth everyone checking out if you're a factory owner, if you're that manufacturer, or if you're a production manager and you're looking to recommend something to your factories to kind of boost the information that you're receiving and boost their efficiencies. It's definitely something to present, and you may just win your best friend.
Yeah. Really great. Justin, also just one last thing is what would you say is the smallest the software?
Cut out, Marge.
The smallest size factory that you would recommend?
So that's an interesting question. Our smallest factory has 10 operators, and our largest has 5,000.
Yeah.
So this can scale in any direction. Like,
right.
we literally, but instead of cutting down, they were making masks. They sent their operators home with a sewing machine and with a tablet. So from home, they were still running production. They were scanning their goods, and they were getting paid off of it. So it was a pretty cool story to be able to do that.
That
really is really great. Yeah, and it's the world of I'm so happy to have been in. I'm so happy to Shopfloor.
Very cool.
A great product. This is Justin Hershoran, and we're just so happy to
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Justin. All right. Look for Aption.
We'll definitely have to do this again soon. Thank you.
Yes, guys. Look for Aption on Fashion Index. Bye.
Bye.